Egizia Shifting Sands. This is, of course, themed after, riding along the Nile River in Egypt, where you're going to be building up different projects, including monuments and pyramids and Sphinx and all those kinds of things you'll find in Egypt. Well, the gameplay is quite good. This is designed by several different people, all of important fame in various board games that have come after and since. But this game, you keep track of varying workers that you have amount of influence or power in, and you can use those different workers to, spend their resource or spend their power to be able to build certain things along the board. Now, one of the big tricks of this is there's this first phase of going down the river where you're collecting or doing specific actions and collecting certain cards or setting up your turn for the next phase of building. It's one of those things where once you've gone further down the river, you can't go back up. So if somebody has placed up here, then you have to go further than that person. And if you stop sooner, then you get more stuff. But if you push it later, then you're going to have less options. And you have to be able to hit certain locations on the river and stop there effectively if you're going to be able to build there in the build phase that round. If someone's already there, you're not going to be able to build there that round. Depending on player count, there are a certain number of spaces allowed for player count, but essentially first come, first serve, and being able to build at some of these important locations that will get you points throughout the game. So the cards that you can collect based on where you stop on the river, those will give you either immediate benefits, like immediate resources that you're going to need, or ongoing effects. And as the rounds continue, and I believe there's 5 rounds in the game, each set of cards or abilities that come out on the board are going to be more and more powerful, more and more effective, and enticing for you to stop before getting to these crucial build points. Sometimes you're going to be able to find ways to increase your worker power before you get to the build phase. Other times you have to build up, certain resources, or there's varying tracks that you can move up, and then those tracks will give you benefits as well. It's a very bright, colorful game. It plays pretty quickly considering all that you get to do in this game. So I would consider this more like a medium weight game or even entry level game where, it's one of those, you can only go as far as, the next person went. There's also the harvest phase, which you're trying to choose what is going to produce. And there's certain effects that you can find that will increase this or decrease what can be harvested, essentially for the cards you've collected. If it's green, it's always going to produce. If it's yellow, it may only produce, if the harvest ring is at 2 or 3. And then the red, which is going to be more valuable stuff, but it only produces if that harvest ring stays at the top. There's a lot of mechanisms that work very seamlessly in this game, and it's just fun. It's really hard to explain how fun this game can be, but it just is excellent. It's not too complicated to play. It's pretty streamlined, and most people can enjoy this game pretty readily, and it's easy to find. It's by Stronghold Games. I highly recommend you check it out. Egizia Shifting Sands, check it out.